after working, I think, a decade in industry in pharma, she has been helping, particularly the doctors, other medical students, either you're Ayush doctor, MBBS, BDS, plus also if you're from life science, microbiology, or any other background that is. So she has been helping. So, and I have, you can browse her site also, which is in the description, her YouTube channel. There's so much content over there, which are going to help you really in shaping your career in pharma and other guidance. So let's listen from her, and welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you.
To our show.
So first of all, Amit, thanks for inviting me here. And I want to tell one thing to all of you who are listening to us. See, in today's world, information is not a problem. Like technology word is there. You Google for a single thing, you get lot many things. But the problem is how much authentic it is, how much relevant it is. The problem is that, and Mr. Amit is doing really a great job with that, because you should be knowing what relevant information you want, because everything given in Google is not important and relevant. So yeah, thanks Amit for this platform, and thanks for inviting me here.
Thank you, Dr. Neema. So I'll start with a particularly certain set of questions which asking the team Swaasa in different medical colleges, and we are from IT background. We are a technology company. Okay. Swaasa is also just helping with the technology, but a guide like you will help them in shaping their career in different domains.
Without IT, we can't imagine anything, even healthcare nowadays.
Thank you. So let's see if a combination of IT and medical can bring some values to the healthcare professional community.
Yes.
So, thank you. So particularly the question that really surprised me was also when I was going through your site and I was going through your YouTube channel. So how a doctor after completing after completing MBBS or BDS can work in pharma industry. Even the Ayush doctors can work in pharma industry.
Exactly.
I thought only B.Pharm, M.Pharm, or a person that master degree in microbiology or others or chemistry will work in pharma. So can you please highlight how a doctor can shape his career in pharma? What can be what are the roles and what is the responsibility, and how's the career pathing? How's the career growth pharma? Yeah.
Sure. So if you are a healthcare professional, I will not talk about life science graduates here. I'm just keeping it separate. So if you're a healthcare professional, be it MBBS, dentist, physiotherapist, nursing graduates, and alternate medicine graduate like BAMS, BUMS, BHMS, nursing graduates. So maybe you must be thinking, how a person from a clinical background, clinical means you are dealing with a live patient. So how a person from a clinical background who is dealing with live patient will be doing in front of laptop? Yeah, it's really surprising. It was surprising for me 5 years back also. But let me tell you what you do exactly inside pharmaceutical industry. So here you are not dealing with the live patient. You have to deal with patient data. Okay, you have to review the data, you have to give your narrative, you have to give your conclusion based on which any pharma company decides the future of the drug. And future of the drug means you must have heard about any drug gets withdrawn or banned from any country, or they are continuing the drug, or you must have heard that any XYZ drug has some side effect, some new side effect has seen. So how all this information is coming? Because as a healthcare professional, we are making the review at the back end means in front of laptop with the patient data, we are concluding the things. And at the front end, the pharma company are able to decide the future of the drug and ultimately the patient safety. So first thing, before telling the career growth, definitely, which is very good, I would like to tell you that don't think that this is a work. I mean, many healthcare professionals, they think that it is data entry kind of thing. No, this is not data entry. It is much more than that. So it is really much more than that. And ultimately, we are impacting patient safety on a bigger level. See, if you are a clinician, patients are coming to you. So you have a limited set of patients with you. But inside pharmaceutical industry, any single company who is marketing their drug, so it's a matter of, million, billion, trillion patients. So you're impacting patient safety on a larger scale. So ultimately, you're dealing with patient safety that you need to understand. So it's not data entry, which many feel like. Okay. Other thing, career growth. So trust me, guys, this field, clinical research industry, which comes under pharmaceutical industry. As we all know, see, pharmaceutical industry is not very small. Like many pharma companies, they are listed in stock market. They're like big companies, not very small. They're multi-million dollar businesses they are doing. So it's about pharmaceutical industry, and clinical research in the industry is something which is related to drug and disease. So anything which is related to disease coming from human body, and disease never going to end. We all know. Never it will happen that disease will end, right? So this field will always be there, and to India, it's still emerging and definitely will going to boom in the coming years for sure. Now, as a healthcare professional, what you need to know, see, this field was there around 10-15 years back in India also. But as a healthcare professional, we don't know about this field. We are not aware. And now, but things are changing because of technology. Lot of information, in YouTube, Google, everywhere. Now, slowly healthcare professionals are also becoming aware that there is something called clinical research profile where you can work on. So like I said, it is all related to drug and disease coming from human body. So industry is never going to be, saturated. There will always be requirement of good number of healthcare professionals.
Correct.
And career wise growth, if I talk about the growth which you will see inside clinical research industry, that you can't expect from your clinical practice, that I'm telling you from my personal experience. So that kind of growth is there inside this field, and opportunity to settle abroad also without any huge investment, without going for any further studies. With your degree, whatever you have in hand, be it MBBS, BDS, BHMS, BMS, whatever it is, you can directly apply for job with this degree without going for any additional degree. Yeah, so that kind of growth is there, opportunity is there.
So, ma'am, I think you have clarified it very well.
Mhm.
Just hardly, you're right. Hardly any medical students, especially doctors, they are aware about like they can work in pharma industry, and now it's growing industry in India, which is still evolving. There's a huge investment also coming in pharma sector in India, and overall. So earlier we were like the community was aware only they can play a role after MBBS just in any hospitals or anything like that. So apart from that, you said they can work as a drug safety, right? As a role. So what are the roles they play as a drug safety
Okay.
or a pharmacovigilance, or what are the particularly title, I would say, industry?
Yes,
Or
yes.
the medical coder, how they work, what do they contribute to the society, and how's the career? Yeah, different
Yes.
roles.
So if I talk about profile names, which you can look for at a very fresher level, for MBBS, it's little separate. And for others means dentist, physiotherapist, nursing graduates, and alternate medicine graduates, it's different. So because MBBS starts with little high, because definitely the amount of medicine knowledge they have, it's definitely more than us. Okay. So based on that, for any MBBS, if you are, freshly graduated from your college today itself, so you can look for medical reviewer, you can look for drug safety physician, clinical investigator, and principal investigator. So these are few profile names at a very fresher level. See, going forward in your job, definitely designation name will change, but these are profile names which you can look for job. With these profile names, you can look for job at a fresher level for MBBS. Now I will come to others non-MBBS. So for other non-MBBS, you can look for, drug safety associate, pharmacovigilance associate, pharmacovigilance executive, safety trainee, and clinical research coordinator, clinical trial associate, and medical writer associate also. and clinical data management associate. These many are for other healthcare professional at a very fresher level. Sometimes regulatory affair associate also. Regulatory affairs is not so much suited for healthcare professional because you don't have to use much of your medicine pharmacology knowledge. So there they imbibe pharmacy graduates more as compared to healthcare professionals for regulatory areas. Yeah. So these are the profile names. And what else you asked, Amit? Profile names and
yeah, different, like you said, I asked the
Mhm.
specific, you answered it,
Mhm.
I think quite well, roles. So what other roles do they play, like in a role in terms of their role is just as a drug safety side, or in operation also do they play any role, or in production or in quality check also do they play any role, or
Okay.
how up kind of the way you were
Hmm.
about the data, everything they study, and is it also the AI play any role, artificial intelligence, how we do in technology with all data we play? Is there a kind of role they also look at? Because they know whole end-to-end
Hmm.
terminology and everything. So do they play
Yes.
over there?
So with AI, yeah, see AI till now inside clinical research domain, AI is not much into use, but definitely into few process it has already started in few companies. Definitely, it's going to come in the few coming years. So I will tell you a little bit about like drug safety, which is pharmacovigilance only. So which I already mentioned earlier also inside a drug safety role as a medical reviewer or a drug safety associate also. Your work is to analyze the data, patient data. So I will give you a small example. Okay. By this example, role will be very clear to you for a MBBS also and other healthcare professionals also. First, I will talk about drug safety, then I will come to operations, that is clinical research operations, how it works. So inside drug safety, what happens? Let's say COVID-19 vaccine is in market, okay, and we have to assess the safety. Pharma company have, that is a regulatory requirement that pharma company has to continuously submit the data to the drug regulatory authorities. That is an ongoing procedure. So before submitting that data to regulatory authorities, data is coming to us. Okay, so at our step, so for I will talk about other healthcare professionals first. What we have to do as a drug safety associate or pharmacovigilance executive safety associate, all are same. Just you can say these are synonyms because in different companies role name will be different. Okay, role is same, the just designation name will be different. Okay. So suppose after taking COVID-19 vaccine, the patient had a stroke. Okay. And the patient report is coming to you. Patient report means there will be A to Z of patient, means patient demographics, when the patient took COVID-19 vaccine, when stroke happened, and when stroke happened, what happened with patient, how serious the patient was, is there was any hospitalization, and there will always be medical history of the patient, surgical history of the patient. There will be, if patient is taking any other medication also, all those kind of history will be there. So first of all, definitely you have to do the entry of that data into a software database. Like we have, again, it's a IT product like Oracle, Argus, RSG, these are all IT people, they do database, everything they do, software part. Okay, so we have to work inside it, means we have to do the entry. And during entry also, it's not like that any clerk job that you have to enter all the thing. There you have to use your medical knowledge, like whatever relevant information is there, that only you have to enter. Okay, that this is the place where you will be using your medical judgment also. So after entering all the data, and then you have to generate a narrative. It's like a summary of the patient, that when the patient took drug and after taking COVID-19 vaccine, stroke happened, and you have to just generate a conclusion that if that stroke which has happened to the patient was because of COVID-19 vaccine only, or maybe sometimes side effect happens because of some drug interaction. Maybe the patient is diabetic and taking some anti-diabetic treatment, and because of that interaction, stroke happened. So let's say you concluded that stroke happened because of COVID-19 vaccine. So this is your role for other healthcare professionals.
This is so
Now
critical.
MBBS.
Yeah, this is really critical.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
Critical in terms of like we were not aware. So this data is being monitored. So they monitor
Hmm.
whether this reaction happened to diabetic patient or the
Yes.
heart patient. Oh, this is the so critical role. That's like I would say if someone is saving like in lives in millions, like
Correct.
even if they know the exact data, this should be given, this should be the interval to give this. Oh,
Hmm.
and then you shifted
Exactly.
something after MBBS?
Yes. So this role, whatever I mentioned till now, it is like for other healthcare professionals. So the narrative summary which we generate for that patient, same will be re-evaluated and reviewed by MBBS. They are like one step us to all other healthcare professionals. Definitely, they have more knowledge on medicine and everything. So they are like one step up to us, and they will do the final review of the summary which we are providing them. And after that, only the pharma company will decide whether to continue this COVID-19 vaccine into market. Okay, let's say it's concluded that stroke is because of COVID-19 vaccine, then company will ban the drug because stroke is a serious side effect. Let's say if they decide that stroke happened because of interaction between maybe we have a diabetic medicine metoprolol and COVID-19 vaccine, then they will update the instruction leaflet we have with every drug. They will update patient with taking metoprolol, please take with precaution or you should not take.
Critical.
Yes, so that thing, these all things, final decision which pharma company are able to make it because of the analysis, review, everything happening at the back end with the data. So
Actually,
this is
doctors or MBBS.
exactly.
So critical role. Oh.
Exactly. So initially, Amit, what was happening, when healthcare professionals were not aware that they can also do this thing, at that time they were doing the same kind of thing even pharmacy graduates were doing. Okay, but now being a healthcare professional, we are also becoming more aware that we can also work inside this industry. Now, pharma companies welcoming more to healthcare professionals because we always have an edge over pharmacy graduates without doubt. See, my point not to tell that pharmacy is less. No, it's everything goes parallelly. Okay, the only concern, little medical judgment varies based on your knowledge. So we have an edge over others, definitely pharmacy graduates on this thing. Now little bit I will talk about clinical research operations. Okay. Yeah, so inside clinical research operations, what happens? So pharmacovigilance, where you are not dealing with any live patient, but inside clinical research operations, if you are a MBBS, then you have to deal with a live patient. So it's not that you have to attend some emergency, nothing like that. Suppose any clinical trial is happening. I mean, when any drug is in market, before that testing phase. Yeah. Testing phase. So pharmacovigilance is like once the drug is in market. And before that, when the drug is in only testing phase, that is clinical trial, then the role of MBBS, the role name is like principal investigator or clinical investigator, we call them as. Their role is that whatever the clinical trial site is, which pharma company has selected for study, let's say there is any chemotherapy trial, cancer trial, and for that there is a cancer hospital as a clinical trial site. So at that site, that MBBS will be there. They will be monitoring the patient. They will decide when to give that trial medicine to the patient, at which interval, and how to observe them, how to note down what is happening after giving them medicines. So this is role of MBBS people. Okay.
So critical role in, you're saying, in R&D also the MBBS graduates are doing right now.
Yes. So pure R&D. So pure R&D, Amit, that research before testing it on humans also, before that whatever research happens, they are pure scientists actually. Yeah. So doctors' roles comes when it is something we have to deal with human. Yeah. From clinical trial phases. And before that, animal testing happens. Before animal testing, there is a discovery phase. जो कि वो lab में बैठ के they will discover some molecule that can be a future drug. So not there, but from clinical trial, role of doctors starts. Okay. So this principal investigator and clinical investigator is for MBBS. Similarly, at that side, any other healthcare professional apart from MBBS, they can work as a clinical research coordinator or clinical trial assistant. So you will be like, you will be doing everything. You will be managing the data and again, here also, like MBBS is one level up to you. You have to monitor everything. You have to give final information to MBBS people who are their principal investigator. You have to, correlate with pharma companies. So yeah, this is role for
explaining the role, because this is something, because if they want to enter into the sector, they should know what
exactly.
And this insight is not available anywhere. Even when you apply the jobs on Swaasa, there are hundreds of such jobs. Which role JD will not tell this about. Not even HR will share this knowledge.
Exactly.
So very critical. I'll be posting it on different job details videos. So that will help the MBBS student. Dr. Neema, the next question is particularly, you explained really well the role which none of the HR of pharma companies have even posted. And but this is really helpful, the role.
Yeah, thanks for this. Yeah,
really helpful. So now next question, which I was curious, and the other students would be curious to know. So how kind of a career you saw any, because this is a new role also which now is growing, and everyone is, all pharma companies are including the different roles for MBBS and others. So how's the kind of like work-life balance in, I have to be very honest, which they say the doctor share is very difficult in hospital, working at hospital after MBBS, really tough. Sometimes 12 hours, the night duty they get, and everything. How's the work-life balance here?
Very good question, actually, because this is one of the reason I feel any clinician should come to clinical research industry now. See, work-life balance for clinician, like anyone, if you are an MBBS also, dentist also, you all know that if you are practicing, for you, there is no off. If any patient is coming to you, emergency Sunday, then also you have to open your hospital, clinic, whatever it is. If you're working in any hospital, you have to go at night also. Because it's a kind of it's a matter of life of any patient, of a life patient, life. Okay. But inside clinical research, I already mentioned, you are dealing with patient data. So there is no emergency. Data can wait. Definitely, there are deadlines to, that specific patient record, but it's not emergency key, you have to go now only. So for considering that, there is a perfect work-life balance inside this industry. See, first thing is you will get 5 days of working. It's typical, I would say, IT culture. Because, when I was practicing my dentistry before coming to clinical research industry, I was like, when the day will come that I will be able to do work like my husband is doing, because he was working from Monday to Friday only. So he's in IT, just Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, he's enjoying. And even in Monday to Friday, it was like balanced. Okay. So here inside clinical research industry, if I talk about work days, it is 5 working days in each and every company, irrespective of in which company you are working. Other than this, there are 8 to 9 hours of working. Okay, 9 hours you take it, and definitely see in few days it can go up also, and in few days you can wind up your work early also. In the initial phase of like 6 months to 1 year, it will be challenging. Let me tell you this thing, why it will be challenging. Because you are coming from a clinical background, you don't have habit of sitting in front of laptop. See, work is small, but for being a medico, for us challenge is कि कौन सा shortcut मैं use करूं. अभी अचानक से laptop बंद हो गया, तो you don't understand what to do with this laptop also. We have a different kind of challenge, actually, being a healthcare professional. Maybe IT professional, they think that this person don't know this thing only, but yeah, for this it's a biggest challenge.
Initially, right?
Initially 6 months to 1 year. So work is easy, but these work, shortcuts, doing work fast in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and the database inside which you will be working, that part takes more time. So during initial phase, from 6 months to 1 year, maybe it will take you like 10, 12 hours also. So be ready for that. And Amit, like you should, even in IT field, right? For freshers, if you are new to something, it will always take more time. Yeah. So even here also, it will take more time for you to do the things in a given day, like 9 hours may go to 10, 11 hours also. But once you cross that 6 months to 1 year wala phase, then everything will be smooth.
Yeah,
Then you can wind up your work. Yes.
it is
But
in
you know
all
what
sectors.
people,
All sectors.
but what people think, being in healthcare professional at that moment, at 6 months to 1 year wala period, is like at that moment the many quit also. I have seen, and then they regret also.
That was the best thing we were doing.
Just survive that phase, just survive. Because why they quit? Because it's totally different work they are doing. We are not dealing with life patients, so sometimes they think, better to go back to their clinical work what they are doing. Okay, but let me tell you, you just pass this 6 months to 1 year. After that, you can get permanent work from home. You can do work from anywhere, hill, your hometown, village, where from anywhere you can do that
That's the
kind of
freedom.
flex. Yes, that
Freedom
is
that
the
you
beauty. Work from home you can do, not think those option in at a initial level, fresher level, because that is a learning phase, learning part. So thoda to you have to do hard work in the initial phase to get that benefit, work from home, medical insurance benefit, maternity leaves for females.
oh,
In no clinic, no one gives. They will give you leave, but no salary. So here inside, it's a typical MNC culture. You will get
wonderful.
paid maternity leaves of minimum 6 months, which you can extend also. Medical insurance benefit is there. 5 days working is there. Flexible working hour is there. If you're working from home, it is flexible. Not necessary you start from 9, then end at 6. You can start 10, 11 also, and accordingly you can extend. Okay, just tolerate initial 6 months to 1 year. After that, you will enjoy. Trust me, you will enjoy it. And yeah,
Wonderful.
these many benefits are there, and you can't imagine these benefit in your clinical practice.
So you're helping, I think, all the pharma companies here, because you're sharing which we no one shares, like for
Yeah, that
sharing
they pharma
everything.
companies all they don't have time actually to do this. So I'm doing, and really you should come to pharmaceutical industry and being a healthcare professional. Trust me, you have an edge over others. Why? Your career growth, the way you will grow as compared to life science graduate, other graduates will be totally different. Your trajectory will be totally different, and that's because of your medicine knowledge. Especially to MBBS, I want to tell you that many MBBS, without doing post graduation, also many MBBS in just 5 years, they are like Asia Pacific head, or they are directed to company, which is not a small role to do.
This is
So
this
you
is
can
a
imagine.
major question, career pathing. You're saying, okay, without even PG, where
Yes.
they struggle right now, are a kind of 70-80% students are struggling to get the
Hmm.
PG degree and all, their
Hmm.
residency and all.
See,
Everything.
I always suggest all my students and to my listeners, I conduct regular webinars. Before webinar, only I tell them one thing very clearly. See, if you are a person who is very dedicated and very that kind of service mind you have towards your patients, that you want to give that much of dedication service, then don't come to pharmaceutical industry. Do whatever you are doing, enjoy it. Okay, because then when you will come to pharmaceutical industry, then maybe you regret or you may miss. If you are something who is totally passionate about doing life patients or doing your clinics.
Oh, wonderful. That's really interesting. So even this was the really, I think, insightful which you have shared right now. Particularly, I have seen many hundreds of jobs also on Swaasa where
Hmm.
Pharma is posting regarding their hiring MBBS, BDS, or
Hmm.
IT doctors via us.
Hmm.
Another thing I saw now, government has started in kind of you recently, I think we were discussing Indian
Hmm.
Pharmacopoeia Commission is hiring
Hmm.
the MBBS in the drug safety side, or particularly co-vigilance side. So how
Hmm.
that you see evolving in government sector also for MBBS? How do
Yes.
you see?
Say in government sectors, to India, clinical research was there like before 10, 15 years also. To India, pharmacovigilance, that is one of the verticals of clinical research only. It's really very new. Like the establishment was in 2010,
And yeah,
but actual work started at around like 2014, 15. So you can imagine it's not a big time, right? It's like just now they have started the work, and now they are doing it on a mass level. They are making people aware, they are making healthcare professional aware. Okay, so that's why you can see many openings inside Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, which is a government body based in Ghaziabad. So they also hiring a lot doctors, because see what happens, to make patient aware, there is always a difference in any other graduate is convincing them, and if a doctor is convincing a patient, it's very different actually. Because if I'm convincing my patient, if I train any graduate, any life science graduate to do, it will be different. Okay, because we are doing the same thing, like dealing with patient, treating them from our college days. So that difference comes, and yes, now a lot of opportunities are there inside government sector. But again, I would say, that all those are contractual role. But if you really want to grow, and it is like sky is the limit in pharmaceutical company, which is like private sector, you can really grow very well.
Okay, wonderful. This is really insightful. Like you said, the growth opportunity where without doing PG MBBS becomes after a couple of years the Asia Pacific head in any pharma company.
Yes.
Okay, that's we were not aware. Even we were not aware. Like students are also not aware. Like you said, after 2015, the shift that happened. Now that's why this community is not aware regarding this role. And
okay, students not aware. Amit, little bit I want to talk about in this, like why students not aware. First of all, many of you are not able to come out of this mindset that being a person from a clinical background treating live patient, you can be do many things in front of laptop also. You're not able to come to that mindset actually, and sometimes it is very hard to convince your parents. When I started my job, my parents were like, why you did BDS? If your husband is in IT, you are also doing the same thing, sitting in front of laptop, so why you did BDS? So it's definitely very hard to explain to parents, your relatives. They keep asking what happened to your clinic, you are not with patients, what you are doing in front. Oh, you are also doing laptop kaam, acha wahi kaam hoga fir. So it's very hard to explain them, but at the end of the day, you have to decide. So
critical role to the society. People see front stage action. Okay, what doctor is doing, prescribing medicine, but the person who has verified everything, regulated, is backstage this particular role, right?
Yes, and imagine if no drug is coming to market, how a doctor is going to write that also.
Correct. And this is so critical. I would say so how in defense services, in army, I would say there are infantry which moves at the front, but you will see artillery which gives a fire. The Bofors, with the Bofors, they give a fire. Then infantry moves. So that's the main artillery force which any MBBS are doing in pharma industry. And as an infantry, doctors that have been doing for past couple of years.
Yes.
So that is correct. Okay, that's a wonderful knowledge role. Career growth, you have explained it well, which is something really critical. You also just explained how in different role they have been playing in government sector.
And abroad location. Abroad settlement is very easy actually. I mean, with your degree directly, you can go and look for jobs. Without any further certification, certification you do, definitely it will add a lot of value to your CV, and definitely you are going to gain a lot of knowledge, information. But pharma company is hiring you for the non-clinical role because of your degree. They don't want more than this.
So now next thing is especially the last question, I would say. Very important. How this is now because now we are speaking, the Swaasa team is speaking at different medical colleges, them not just with the job but also career guidance, different medical career guidance. So the common question which is coming, they have asked also, any upskilling is required or anything is required if I'm fresh graduate, MBBS graduate or BDS graduate, or any other graduate, is any upskilling is required, or I can play a role very confidently over there. So what do you recommend there?
Very good question, because after, because many of us are from private college also. So after investing so many years into studies and money, everything, after that, many of us think that there is no additional certifications or programs are required. So let me tell you one thing, in your life, if you want to grow, this upskilling and certification, all those things should be a regular process if you are a lifelong learner. Even if you want to grow inside non-clinical clinical research industry, this corporate sector, you have to upskill yourself on a regular basis. See, upskilling doesn't mean that you always take any course or pay money. Upskilling can be, you can gain the information through, yes, through various social media we have nowadays. You just gather information, you can do that part also. See, but if you are really you don't know anything, and if you're not able to understand from where you should start, then you can take professional help also. Professional help means many certification program in clinical research and pharmacovigilance are available in market, and even we are doing the same in career in pharma, which is my initiative. So yes, yeah, it helps. Now, why it helps? Because see, at a fresher level, let me tell you that at a fresher level, there is a cutthroat competition everywhere. Okay, it's same for all, everywhere it is. And second thing is, whenever you take any certification, you gather more information about that part. See, it is always good to gather information, do your own R&D before going to any new field. Okay, and if you have that information knowledge, definitely that kind of confidence will reflect in your interview, and it will be easy for you to clear the interview. And see, before any interview, see, basic you should be knowing, right? They ask from medicine and pharmacology, which was a part of your subjects in your college. But apart from that, you should also know basic thing about clinical research and pharmacovigilance, which any company will expect you in interview, right? So before your interview, you can't Google each and every information, right? You should be knowing what is relevant, how much to answer, what to answer. For that, definitely certification helps. And last thing is, see, I always believe that, even I went to this industry through diploma. Really, it helps a lot. And in our, Indian education system, be it school or college, it's all about, marks, topper list, gold medal. They don't prepare. Yes, it's all theory actually. They don't prepare us on a practical level or for job. So yeah, certificate will help you for sure, but it's not mandatory. Mandatory means company is not asking for that thing, but definitely it's going to add value to your CV.
Interview and CV and everything.
And your journey will become short.
Correct.
The thing which you will do on your own research may take you, 1 year, maybe more than that. After that also, maybe results will not be there. But if you take any professional help, that can be done just within 6 months also.
Oh, wonderful. So
yes.
Let me also share what courses you have been offering. So that will be helpful for students. Let me share the screen, and please just elaborate certain questions which I also had. So the career in pharma, the initiative which I think you have started and helping students with the different courses, their interview. I have been seeing it's also resume enhancement, because it's kind of tactical than other. And this is also new, which is there. And you have also designed courses, because you have been working as a BDS in different in the pharma industry, and also help in assist job where you're connected. And obviously Swaasa is also already helping, but with the right skill where you should fit in. Because there's a different role, as in clinical research, there is a role, or like we discussed in different role as a drug safety, there is a different role. So I have been going through this course. So also I saw various interviews and everything. So apart from this, is there a kind of interview preparation apart from this? Any other course which particularly you are helping here? Clinical.
Okay, so we have course, clinical research, pharmacovigilance, and medical writing. So the thing is, if any person is coming to me about courses, definitely considering their qualification. Suppose if anyone is MBBS, for them, for MBBS, not very much, intensive training is required. For them, like 2 months course is more than sufficient to get into. Yes. And for others, definitely it more is required because they have more option, like they have medical writing option also. And also depending on individual to individual. See, few people are they are highly motivated. So if any person is highly motivated, they want little push. But any person is not very, highly motivated and they want, bigger push. So for them, we have extensive training programs.
So
It's like,
particularly, I was going through the 2 months
hmm,
program, which is for BDS, MDS, MBBS, also the BPT, MPT, from microbiology background also. I use
yes,
doctors, B Pharma, F Pharm. So this was super interested. I was looking at it. And a level up course also, the 4 month course I was.
yes.
Okay. So
So
this
level up is
is
like for those who, many of them are really not get motivation through recorded videos. So they want live sessions. So for them, we have live sessions also.
wonderful. This is super, super interesting, which I think useful for students also, which I wanted to
Yes.
highlight because they will also ask where to upskill. Now, I found your site very credible. That's why I've been sharing. There are different roles also on Swaasa, which is there as a MBBS doctor. You get into pharma R&D or pharma operation. You can any students can found out. So you can refer your trained students also. The drug may different roles are there. So I would love also you to highlight among your student community.
Yes, sure,
So,
sure.
and I'll
For
try.
sure.
I'll add these values right to our site so they can upskill and what is the career. I'll be sharing also in different colleges. This is insightful. This is a
Sure.
really helpful, Dr. Neema, the really helpful session for students. We'll connect again
Sure.
where we'll be because we'll be doing a bigger event for doctor community. We are bringing various different from industry also where your session will help us.
Yeah,
So,
I would love to do it because, see, everyone knows the industry from outside.
yeah.
So what happens actually inside, I will be more than happy to, tell my audience.
You're part of that industry and
Yes.
working as well. So
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you for your time and thank you for this lovely session. All the description, the courses are in the description also. This is just a mutual. This is nothing paid or nothing else. Promotion,
Exactly.
nothing. This is just a mutual understanding. We want to help the healthcare community. We came up together. You can subscribe to channels. You can, if you like, you please share with your healthcare professional community.
Yes.
Your alumni or you're in college WhatsApp group, you can post the link. If this is helpful, we'll bring more such session with you. If you feel any specific question, please comment on YouTube box, our YouTube channel. You please comment. We'll help you answering, and I'll forward your question directly to Dr. Neema. She will directly answering all your questions. So please comment
Sure.
on YouTube. And Dr.
And
Neema,
guys, one thing I want to add, please join Swaasa community. Why I'm telling you? Because this is exclusively for healthcare professionals. Because other platforms are there, that is like for all. But if anything which is exclusively for healthcare professionals, definitely it is designed, customized as per your need. So definitely you should join it. And I'm going to share with all my students. It will be like additional thing in my webinars now.
let's collab. So the Swaasa basically punchline is we are collaborating for care. So
Yes.
let's bring this kind of symbiotic relationship here. And
Yes.
okay, thank you, Dr. Neema. We'll connect again, and I will love
Sure.
doing such more knowledgeable session for doctors community.
Yeah, thank you, Amit. Once again, thanks a lot for bringing me in this session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye bye, friends. Thank you.